Just sharing it on social. Just sharing it. So the most important advice I can give to a person who wants to know or who wants to develop their own style in urban sketching is to read more. How do I find my dream job? Kind of video, because it's something similar. The first thing is to explore, look at more things. Firstly is to see what's out there, right? Like, what other styles there? You know, do you like digital? Do you like crayons, pencils? You know, what's your medium? Do you like details? So, you know, find out your preference by looking at different styles. So you can come down for urban sketches outing.
Look at the different styles of sketching during the show and tell, and you can also watch how the sketchers sketch.
So the next step that you need to do is to do some more in-depth research on the style that you have identified. So if you think that, I think oil is for me, and let's say if you want to learn oil, right? You just follow Alvin Mark.
So say hi to Mark during the sketch walk and ask him how he started and what he would advise for someone who wished to start with oil. I'm sure he'll be happy to share.
Buy the watercolor paint, buy the pen, go to YouTube and look for videos you can learn the basic techniques from, and then try it at home and see whether, you know, try to get the basic techniques first. So alternatively, if you are willing to spend a little bit more money, you can sign up for online courses. They are not really very expensive. So if you want to move a little bit more, so for example, you really like it, what you can do is you can sign up for a workshop, and which is maybe 3 hour kind of workshop, or you can go and attend an art class. So that kind would be the, you know, a long-term 1 to 2 month kind of art classes where you go there every week to learn about a particular technique. So this is really to help you level up your actual technique itself. Yeah, then the fourth point is really just do it. You don't have to wait for the monthly sketch walk.
So pack your supply and go to a place that you like and start sketching. While sketching, observe what is going through your mind. Are you enjoying the process?
So there is no right style. There's only a style that's suitable for you. So what do you like when what makes you happy when you sketch?
When you're sketching, you are spending 2 to 3 hours there. It is a time for you to enjoy yourself. You have to find a style that will allow you to do that.
Do you like it in the end? And are you satisfied with that? Have you grown? Do you learn something? After trying it, right, don't keep it in the closet. Because the fifth point is you have to share. So you take what you have, you post it on Instagram, on Facebook, Pinterest, and then do the necessary tagging, and then you just wait and see what people say. Right? If you're not comfortable, it's fine. But at a certain point, you have to put it out there for people to see. What you can do also is to maybe ask a question. Let's say there's something that you don't understand, like should I actually add more trees on the side? Or should I have colored this? Should I leave it as a black and white painting? Things like that. Put it next to your picture, and yeah, most likely the veteran urban sketchers will probably offer some of their advice. So just sharing it on social media and looking at the likes and the dislikes will not benefit you much unless you do something about it. So the next step is for you to review the comments. Firstly, you have to think, do you agree or do you not agree? So if you do not agree, do that again and see you have a second response to see, did the second person say something similar? But if you realize you keep hearing the same thing, like when I was painting, right, there was a time where I was a bit confused. So I wanted to do lines, and I want to put in a lot of colors. And in the end, my painting turned out to be like a watercolor palette. You know, there's so many colors, and I don't know, there's no focus. So many people told me that you have too many colors. So I realized, okay, yeah, if one person talk about it, tell me about it, yeah, maybe it's them, it's not me. But if like more than 3 people tell you, then maybe there's something in to change. You can take that and you can think about, okay, how can I improve? This is something that someone said about my painting, but how can I improve from there? And the sixth point is, if you, let's say, example, you realize that after trying it a few months and it's not really working, you don't really like the process, then you switch to another medium, do some changes, try out something else. So through doing different experience or experiment, you will somehow find one medium or one style that you like, that makes you happy when you're drawing it, and produce something that you like. So this is what I think is important when you want to go for or look for your own style. When I started off, I wanted to present things as accurate as I can, and because at that time, I'm very new to the pen, drawing with pen. I didn't do art at all, so I used to just do a little bit doodling with pencils. All right, so when I start drawing with pen, firstly you need to know the material, so you need to know how the tool works. So I just tend to focus on the lines, the outline. So you can see all my earlier works is really just lines. Then it slowly, as I check Facebook groups, I look at Instagram, I look at Pinterest, my style start to slowly change. And then I started with a little bit of watercolor, but really that's it. And I think I went through a phase where I really went crazy with the watercolor. I did go into try pure watercolor, but it just, for watercolor, you have to make sure that the layers are dry. So sometimes if you do a dry on wet, kind of a wet on dry on wet technique, you have to wait for the first layer, second layer, third layer to dry before you can do anything to it. I'm not so patient. So, and Singapore is quite damp, so sometimes if it's raining, there's no way you can do that. It's not gonna dry. So yeah, I don't think I'll go full watercolor. It's quite tempting, but no. I really like line work, so this is something that I will not give up. That the feeling you have when your pen, the nib scratch against the paper, and then that sound it makes, and that resistance you feel, I cannot give that up. This is how my style has evolved since I started sketching.
So let's hear from another sketcher. This is Priya. She has been sketching with USK Singapore for several years, and she sketches in gouache.
Did you start doing this when you started sketching?
No, I started in charcoal.
Charcoal, right? Charcoal. I remember. So, Priya...
Because I like to sketch with tones, so I thought using a charcoal will give me tones, tonal sketch.
Then how come you moved to gouache? Like what made you change to gouache?
I used to paint in oils.
Oh, I see.
So I know I cannot take out oils, come here, sketch.
Yeah.
It's a big mess. Like,
yeah. Like Mark there.
Carrying the finished sketches home is also very tedious. So I thought of a medium where I can use both the transparent and opaque, something like oil. So I researched and then I found gouache and casein also. It's a water soluble medium.
Oh, okay. I didn't know there's a...
It's also opaque.
Okay.
But they said casein has a smelly, like milk smell or something.
Oh, casein. Oh, yeah, it's
So
milk powder.
Why to try with gouache first? Why not?
And then you just develop and become...
Yeah.
Yeah, you see lah. So you don't know your style until you actually try it, right?
Yeah. So when you change the medium, like from charcoal to gouache, or you try a new medium, for me, I think like when you sketch every day, it takes almost 6 months for you to just master the medium.
So long.
How the paint behaves,
Right.
Where is the transparency, opacity, how to use them. Then coming outside, sketching from location is another.
Yeah, another thing, right?
Yeah. So practice more.
So thank you so much for staying till the end of this video. I hope you have learned something from the video today. If you did, please like it and subscribe to my channel. I see you in the next video. Bye bye.